Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to do like a spend a few days together vlog because first of all I haven't done one of those in so long, and also I've just been so low recently. I've been doing like a few things here and there to try and lift up my spirits and lift my mood. Like I went to a cafe with my friend the other day. I feel like it really did help that afternoon, but then that evening I got really upset, so I actually don't know what to do that's going to help me. But I did bake some cookies yesterday, which was so nice. But yeah, I just feel like I've been really low ever since coming back from my parents, so I spent a few days over there. I did film a couple of things. Jamshad and I went on this what ended up being quite a long coastal walk. It was actually only supposed to be around an hour or just over an hour, but it ended up being over 2 hours, and we actually missed the breakfast slot at the cafe. Like the breakfast finished at 11:30 and we ended up getting there at 12. This is my happy place, by the way. Like that cafe and that part of the beach is my happy place, and we sat on the beach and it was like really windy and really cold but so nice, and I just ended up crying like out of nowhere, like bawling. It was so weird because I had this like huge mixture of emotions, and I feel like at first I started crying because I was really happy just to be there and like be by the sea, and I'm such a believer in like waves and the sound of the sea being very therapeutic to like my senses. So yeah, I love being by the sea. I don't like being in the sea very much. Like I will do it for like 5 minutes, but I'm so deathly scared of the ocean and what's in the ocean that I love being next to the sea and not in it. So yeah, literally just a walk along the beach or just sitting on the pebbles there is like my favorite place to be. So yeah, ever since like coming back I've just been really sad. Like I think it's just made me realize that I do really want to live by the coast. Like I've kind of realized this in the last couple of years, spending a lot of time at my parents, and they live right by the coast, and yeah, it's just become my happy place and somewhere that I want to be all the time. And so when I come back to London I'm just not feeling as good. Like I feel really like closed in and just surrounded by people, and I just don't like it. So yeah, I think that's probably contributed to why I've been feeling like this, because I had such a good time over there. But now it's brand new weekend and Jamshad's off work, so we're gonna make the most of it, and we are going to the farmers market today, which I know is gonna lift my mood so much. Like that was exactly what I needed. When he suggested that I got so excited. But yeah, this morning I woke up at 6:30. We've been going to sleep progressively earlier, and last night I think we were in bed at like 8 p.m. We ended up doing a really early morning like weekly shop and having breakfast afterwards when we got back, and now it's a little bit later in the morning, and yeah, we're gonna leave literally in like half an hour. But yeah, let's talk about what I'm reading at the moment, because I actually have been in a low-key reading slump, which has not been fun. I think in the last vlog I was reading Swept Away by Beth O'Leary, and genuinely I think I can attribute the book slump to this book because I'm not having a good time with that at all. The only reason I'm not giving up on it is because it's a NetGalley arc and I really want to get my review out, but also I've read 66% of the book and I just feel like I've invested so much time to not finish it, and I know that's a really bad mentality because like if I've invested this much time and then I spend like a couple more hours reading it, then is it going to be worth it just to finish it? I actually watched a video yesterday from Diaries of Creativity, this like new channel that I found on YouTube. I'm completely obsessed with all of her videos. I think she's called Taylor. She makes a lot of videos on booktube and book talk and kind of consumerism within the book community and books in general, and they're just such funny videos. So the title of the video is In a Reading Slump, Watch This, and the thumbnail says How to Love Books Again, and one of her suggestions is to just DNF more easily. The perfect example and like what completely made sense to me was that she said if you spend like X amount of money on a book and then you get a part way through it, like you spent like 5 hours reading it or whatever, and you realize that it's just making you unhappy and putting you into a slump and you're not enjoying it, then it's like really easy to think like, oh, I just need to finish it to make it worth it, like make it worth it that I spent this money and make it worth it that I already invested this much time. Taylor made a really great point that basically if you invest any more time into that book, like you spend a few more hours reading it just to finish it, you're still wasting your time on a book that you're not enjoying, and instead of spending X amount of money and like 5 hours on the book, you're still spending X amount of money and even more hours on a book that you're not enjoying. And that is one of the best explanations I've ever heard in terms of DNFing a book. But yeah, I just feel like it's a bit more complicated when it's a NetGalley arc or like an arc in general, because I do feel like so grateful that I got this opportunity to read this book, and I just want to review it for the publisher since they sent it to me. But yeah, I'm just struggling with it, and I've kind of like written a review up to this point of like how I feel about the book, but I don't really want to talk about it in this vlog because it is so negative. Like, I feel like if I was to carry on reading, I'd probably give it a 2-star, which is quite generous. But I mean, there are things about the book that are enjoyable, but I'm just in pain reading it. Like, the thought of picking it up is paining me and making me not even want to touch my Kindle, which is really upsetting because there are so many titles on this that I would love to read, but it's just given me like a negative association with picking this up. But what I'm physically reading right now, and kind of got interrupted by Swept Away, Early Morning Riser by Catherine Heaney. If you ever want to read a book that feels like Stars Hollow, like the setting of Gilmore Girls, this is the book that you need to pick up. It is the closest thing I've ever read to like a Gilmore Girls book. It's basically super character driven, I guess, just like Gilmore Girls. It's all about the characters in the town, and they are characters, like they have so much personality and depth. It is such a great book, and I'm currently at page 100, which is so satisfying. But yeah, it's actually about this woman called Jane, who is a primary school teacher, and she moves to this town. It's this place called Boyne City. I don't actually know if it's made up or not, but anyway, it's about Jane, and she falls in love with this guy called Duncan, who is this kind of like handyman, like craftsman, who has a reputation in the city because he basically dates, or like serial dates, all the women in the city. And she keeps bumping into people that he's dated, including his ex-wife, who he still mows the lawn of even though she's like remarried. It's so bizarre. But anyway, he just has like this really weird relationship with women and relationships, but she's just head over heels in love. And it just basically takes you from 2002 all the way to I think like 20 years later, so it sweeps across a couple of decades, and you just follow these characters, learn more about their lives and their little quirks and their neighbours. And it's the sort of city, like I said with Gilmore Girls, where like everyone knows everyone and everyone knows everyone's business, everyone's in everyone's business. Yeah, it's all like really intertwined, and everyone's like dated each other. Yeah, it's just really fun, really interesting, and just really light-hearted read, to be honest. There's a really good quote that kind of sums it up. Oh yeah, the Sunday Times Style said this book is the equivalent of a warm bath, and I could not agree more. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue reading this in this vlog because it honestly makes me really happy every time I pick it up, and that is what I need right now.
I just wanna go out and walk with you, baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new, I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time, I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
Good morning guys, it is the most beautiful, like stunning sunny day. It is Sunday now and we are going on a walk in Surrey. We're actually going to one of my best friend's hometowns for like a really nice walk. She's actually in Paris right now, so she's not around to come with us. I actually don't know what the walk is. Jamshed's arranged the whole thing, and I'm just going to pack his bag with some fruit and water. I don't think we need anything else. We've already had breakfast. But yeah, I'm also going to take my Kindle with me because I started One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune this morning and I read 20 pages, so I kind of want to continue reading that because I'm actually reading it for another reading vlog. I'm literally just wearing a t-shirt, a linen shirt and some leggings because it's really hot, but I don't like sharing my legs at all. Like, I don't like wearing shorts, so this is gonna have to do, and I hope I'm not too hot.
I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
was one of my favourite weekends in a while, going to the farmer's market and then going on a walk the next day. The walk was 10.8 kilometres, which is probably the longest walk I've done intentionally in a long time, like an actual hike, not just like wandering around like a city or something. Yeah, 10.8 kilometers. I feel so proud of myself. Oh wait, I haven't got any lip gloss on. I'm gonna put some lip gloss on. I'm running out of this lip gloss and I don't know whether, well, not running out, I'm like halfway done. I don't know whether to repurchase it. It's the Clinique Black Honey oil, and I never actually tried the just straight up black honey lip product that they do, so I'm thinking of actually getting that one next, just because I think it's a little bit more wearable than a lip gloss. Anyway, the reason we went on the hike is just to test out whether I would feel comfortable doing like a hiking holiday. We are potentially planning the West Highland Way later this year, and I'm really nervous because it's like anywhere between like a 5 and 10 day hike, and yeah, I think it's over 100 kilometers. I think it's quite a long way, but we just went on that walk yesterday just to test out like how I would feel, kind of potentially start our training and like practice for hiking together, because yeah, I'm not like the fittest person ever. I have been going to the gym recently but yeah, not historically the most fit person ever. So yeah, I kind of want to do something like this though in my life. It just like feels like a bucket list thing, and it might even turn into like a thing that we continuously do throughout our lives together. So yeah, I would say that day one yesterday was a success. I'm just feeling so much more upbeat today. I was feeling obviously so low when I started this vlog, and that was literally 2 days ago, and already I just feel so much better for having gone into the countryside and into nature and, you know, done some exercise, breathed some fresh air. And we watched the most incredible movie last night. We watched The Outrun with Saoirse Ronan. It's based on a memoir actually by, I think, Amy Littrop. It has definitely made me want to read that book, so I'm thinking of going and getting it, but I'm gonna sit on it for a little bit and see if I do want to also consume the same story in that way, just because I feel like with most books that I've watched an adaptation for, I don't necessarily want to read them after watching the adaptation, just because I'm more familiar with the story and it's just less intriguing once you've already kind of found out what happens. However, because it's non-fiction, I do feel like maybe it has a bit more to offer, and obviously like it's an insight into someone's life. I find that so fascinating. I'm actually a little bit of a hypocrite there though, because I'm literally listening to the audiobook for The Secret Garden, which is a children's classic. It is so gorgeous, although slightly problematic, definitely of its time. But I did actually watch that movie recently with my parents and my grandmother. I watched the one with Maggie Smith, so I think it was from the 80s, 90s. It was such a bleak story, but it really captivated me. I just thought maybe it would be the perfect springtime read. I downloaded the audiobook for it and have been listening to it every single night before I go to sleep. I haven't got that far into it because I literally fall asleep within 5 minutes of turning it on every single night, but yeah, from how much I've read, I am loving it. And it features a little robin, which I actually kind of want to start reading more books featuring birds, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I am such a massive bird watcher nowadays, and as of yesterday I've spotted 89 birds this year, because we spotted 2 new ones yesterday, a greenfinch and a firecrest. I actually heard them before I saw them, which is such a game changer. I never really used to pay attention to the sound that birds made, but now that I am kind of trying to learn all the sounds and the calls, I'm picking up on so many more birds and like finding them that way, and then trying to spot them after hearing them is so difficult but really rewarding. I feel like I've just gone on a massive tangent, but anyway, this morning I wrote a little bit in my journal. I set some weekly intentions because today is Monday, which I'm very happy that I did, because I just feel like so clear-minded going into this week. So one of the intentions that I set that I'm going to try and do today, like complete today, or start I guess, is to visit my local library again for the first time since 2021. I actually can't believe it's been that long, and it is a miracle that I actually managed to track down my library card yesterday. But yeah, I haven't used the library since 2021, which is so poor of me. I think it's because I worked for a bookshop for the majority of that time, so I ended up getting loads of books half price and like proofs and stuff from publishers. So yeah, I never really felt the need to get any books any other way. But yeah, now that I no longer have my discount because I don't work at a bookshop anymore, books are so expensive, and I just realized like, why am I not using my local library? I also don't really want to get any more physical books unless I really want them. Obviously it's so lovely to get new books, and I won't not pick up a new book now and again. I've got like obviously some pre-orders for books coming out this year that I doubt I'll be able to get first at the library and read straight away. But yeah, for everything else, I think I'm going to try and go to the library first and like see what I can find. I've actually got 3 like in a triangle around me, kind of equidistant from my house, so I couldn't really go to any of them, but I do want to kind of just go back to my childhood library. I haven't actually browsed in a library since my childhood technically, because in 2021 we couldn't actually go in the library because of COVID. We had to reserve all the books that we wanted online and then go pick them up at the door. So they would go inside and get the books that you reserved and bring them to you outside. So yeah, I feel like a massive urge to rectify that today and go down there. First of all, check if my library card is still like in date and working, and then just like have a little browse and like see where the adult fiction section is and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys with me, I think.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Could be 20 minutes or an hour or 2. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk.
We are off to Canterbury today. We literally booked it last night, so it's a really last minute trip, but we're going to be staying overnight in Canterbury, and hopefully before we get there we're going to stop over at Whitstable, which is a little seaside town. Don't think either of us have been to Canterbury or explored much of Kent in general, so yeah, we decided we wanted to go somewhere new and we just randomly picked that. There's no real plan actually. We're not even sure if we're going to go in the cathedral or whether we're going to go punting or anything like that, so we're just going to see where the day takes us. We're going to do a mini road trip tomorrow though and go along the coast there, so hopefully we can go to Dover and also places like Camber Sands, Dungeness, those sorts of locations. I really am craving being at the coast and on the beach. We even packed our swimming stuff in case we want to go in the sea, and it is April right now, so I feel like we're jumping the gun a little bit, but I do have on my bucket list this year that I want to swim in the sea, and so maybe we can take that off in the next couple of days. I'm definitely going to do some book shopping while we're in Canterbury because there's this really interesting like crooked bookshop, like the building is literally slanted, so I'm definitely going to go in there. That was so embarrassing. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Hello, we're in our hotel room, which is right in the middle of Canterbury, like right around the corner from the Westgate Gardens and everything, and we're about to go out. We've got like an hour and a half between now and when we go on the river, having a little historic river tour. I just wanted to show you the jacket that I got in, where were we? Whitstable. Yeah, I got this jacket from this little boutique and it is so cute. I wanted one of these kind of patchworky jackets for a while. Look how gorgeous that is. My mum's gonna love it.
This would start a murderous campaign against Catholics that would last 6 years. Thousands of Catholics were killed and a lot of money was made by Henry. You get all sorts of vessels along here, kayaks, canoes, paddle boards, men in their underpants in rubber rings floating down drinking beer. They still ring the bells at 5:15 every day. That is Harry's Bell Tower, 48 metres tall. Yeah, another great example of the French influence on Canterbury.
Straw to the fire, turn the boxes right side down. Tired pulling every day, all the shifting, can't we seasons.
Hello guys, it's the next day and we went to Canterbury Cathedral this morning, and now we're out of Canterbury, we're on our way to Dover and we're in the town right now and we can literally see the castle. Actually it's just going behind those houses, damn it. But anyway, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a coastal road trip around some coastal towns. So we're starting with Dover and we're just going to basically see the White Cliffs, because I don't think I've ever seen them not from the ferry before. And then we're going to go hopefully to Dungeness and to Camber Sands and Rye before heading home.
Silk lining, delicate paper, tangerine rind, tulip petals on the dresser all come to mind.
Happy May everyone. It is another day and we didn't end up doing that entire kind of like road trip thing that I was saying, because instead we actually ended up walking a lot further like along the cliffs than we thought we would, and we spent like the whole afternoon there, so we didn't have any more time to go on our little road trip before heading back to London. But we are definitely going to dedicate like a whole another day, like another time, to going to Dungeness and Rye and Camber Sands and like all of those places. So yeah, I'm just actually more excited to do it another time and spread out the fun. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this vlog and start like a proper reading vlog, literally just dedicated to reading. Like it's a themed reading vlog that I'm so excited about. It's actually to do with my 3 dogs and I'm just so excited by it. I've already started filming it. So yeah, I'm actually going to crack on with that one, but I thought I would wrap up this vlog by sharing the books that I got from the library. So as you saw, the Outrun was actually stocked in the library, which was a surprise to me. I went on the database online to check where it was because obviously I really wanted to read it, and it said that it wasn't in any of my local libraries, so I just kind of gave up on it and went along. And yeah, I saw this on the shelf. I have all of these books until like mid-May. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish them all, but I just thought I'd pick them up because if I left without them and I got in the mood for any of them, then I'd be really sad. But yeah, the Outrun is the first book that I got. And then I also randomly got Hansaman, I think it's called, by Shirley Jackson. I really wanted to read a Shirley Jackson, but I just didn't know where to start, and so I just like read all the blurbs of her books that were at the library. And there were definitely a couple that were more popular, like Haunting of Hill House, and the other one, the one about the castle, probably not a castle, but it's got castle in the title. And this one was the one that just intrigued me the most by the premise. It says it's inspired by the unsolved disappearance of a female college student near Shirley Jackson's home, so that really intrigued me, so I decided to pick it up. It's also really short. I was kind of hoping to get some like shorter books, but this is the only truly short book that I actually managed to pick up. And then the one that I'm probably most excited about actually is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. There was a little display of her books, but there weren't like the ones that I really wanted to read, like The Nightingale, The Women I think it's called. I was actually hoping to get one of those, but then I saw this one and read the blurb and it sounded really, really interesting. It's about the Great Depression of 1930s America, and it's set in the Dust Bowl in this farming community that is completely arid and poverty stricken, and this one mother's choice of whether to stay in her surroundings or whether to try and move her family and her children to California. So yeah, it really, really intrigued me, and I don't usually read that much historical fiction, and definitely not that much kind of really sad sounding historical fiction, but I know there's been like hype surrounding Kristen Hanna, so I did want to read one of her books, and yeah, this is the one I picked up. So yeah, out of these 3, let me know which one I should start with, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to upload this vlog today, so this is pretty much in real time. Very happy with my library haul. I will be going back when I have to give these ones back and have like another little browse. I'll make sure to update you guys with my library journey. I did start Quicksilver for my book club. If you didn't know, I have a book club over on Fable. It's completely free to join, and we're pretty much exclusively reading fantasy books together over there, so if you want to get into fantasy like I am, feel free to join us. We literally just started Quicksilver, obviously it's the beginning of May, so yeah, literally perfect time to join if you want to start a new book with us or reread it, because I know Quicksilver is super popular. But yeah, I literally started that yesterday and I'm already on I think chapter 4 or 5, page 55, so I'm kind of tearing through this faster than I've read anything else so far. I obviously think the buddy read aspect of a book club really helps me like get into a book and get into reading, like keeps me accountable, and also makes it so much more fun to like read it with other people and discuss. So yeah, that is pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next few days, which I'm really excited about because it's honestly the best opening to a fantasy book I read in a long time. It gets straight into the action, the world building is incredible. It's literally set in a kind of desert land, kind of like Dune. I actually feel like it's Flynn Rider at the beginning of Tangled, like stealing the tiara, meets the setting of Dune. It is so good. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign off here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you very soon with my next vlog, my reading vlog. Love ya!
Trace letters over